Why make it simple when you can make it complicated? If you don't revolt, then you don't go anywhere. This exhibition shouldn't be overlooked. I'm talking about the Margiela Women's Wear Retrospective in Hangzhou, the one even Liu Yuchun visited. But surprisingly, it hasn't garnered much buzz. This exhibition is actually a must-see. The pieces are iconic, the layout is meticulously thought out. Today, I'm taking you on a journey to break down this exhibition to fully understand Margiela's design. Marta Margiela is one of the most innovative and influential figures in fashion history. Having worked as an assistant to Jean-Paul Gaultier and later as creative director for Hermès, his designs are conceptual. He uses clothing as a medium to discuss fashion and social issues. His design is more about spirit, attitude, and independence. Margiela is inherently rebellious. He famously said, "If you don't revolt, then you don't go anywhere." His approach is to question, dismantle, and reconstruct tradition. We can look at it through two dimensions, the garment and the context. Garment, exposed structure, and the unfinished aesthetic. Margiela challenges fashion industry's obsession with a perfect final product. He deliberately exposes the usually hidden marks of the making process. The linings, seams, darts, and the basting stitches. The most extreme example is the Stockman series, where he uses the raw linen covering of mannequins to make clothes, retaining the unfinished labels and the loose threads. This is a statement. The process is more important than the result. It elevates the craft and the time invested, valuing the journey over the destination. La mode destroy, the beauty of imperfection. While the 80s prioritized polish and pristine glamour, Margiela introduced Le Mode Destroy, which I call the beautifully damaged look. Designs feature unfinished edges, intentional tears, and wear and tear effects. These simulated signs of use imbue the clothes with a worn effect and an emotional weight. The destroyed after-party pumps visually suggest the wearer just celebrated a wild TGIF party night. The punk sweater, knitted by Margiela's mother, using a broom, highlighted the warmth of handcraft. Clothing becomes a vessel for memory and feeling, challenging the notion that only the flawless is beautiful. Form subversion, altering shape. In the 80s, the power suit implied bigger shoulders, more power. Margiela satirized this by making exaggerated and sometimes triangular shoulders. He eventually removed the shoulder altogether, asking, "Does power truly come from the garment?" The 80s prioritized fitted clothes designed to sculpt the body toward the ideal of perfection. Margiela pioneered oversized silhouettes, magnifying the clothes many sizes up to completely conceal the body. This addresses and shatters body anxiety. If no one can see your shape, they cannot judge it. He also challenged three-dimensional clothing by creating garments that appeared two-dimensional, a feat requiring exceptionally high craftsmanship. He fused two trench coats to create a garment with 4 sleeves. Altering wear. Margiela broke all rules, lining out, wearing a dress as a skirt, a scarf as a top, socks over shoes, reversed or rotated 45 or 90 degrees. The wearer dictates the rules. You decide how to wear it, rejecting the authority of society or industry telling you what is appropriate.
Trompe-l'œil.
Trompe-l'œil. Printed three-dimensional images onto flat fabric. Pleated skirt print with no actual pleats. Pocket or belt print with no actual pocket or belt. This reminds me of Rene Magritte's The Treasury of Images. It has a pipe, but down below it says it's not a pipe. So, is it a pipe? Or not? Margiela suggests what you see is not the garment, it is merely an image of the garment. This forces us to confront the distance between image and reality, questioning why are we so easily trust surfaces and appearances. He painted the garment's patterns directly onto the models, blurring the lines between clothes and body. Recycling new life from the discarded. Margiela is an environmental and recycling pioneer. He famously said, "Giving new life to discarded objects is a concept that truly moves me." Examples include the sock pullover made from 8 disassembled military socks and pieces crafted from old gowns, costumes, and denim. In a show, He asked his models to walk on a white runway cloth with red painted soles, and then repurposed the fabric into the vest. Reframing values. Margiela's style was once labeled as poverty aesthetics, as the New York Times put it in 1994. Martin Margiela, the designer whose made-over-flea market clothes put an end to the conspicuous consumption of the 1980s. The artisanal collection, Line Zero, which heavily utilizes low-value materials, was eventually recognized by the French Haute Couture Federation. Transformation is key. Their concept and craft, low-value material ascends to high art. Everything is fabric. Shoelaces, corks, badminton shuttlecocks, even wigs can be made into garments. He created a jacket from wigs and a vest from gloves. This displacement echoes Salvador Dali's lobster telephone. In a surrealist context, mundane things presented in an unexpected way have the power to challenge reason, just as Dali challenged us to ask the question, what is art? Margiela also challenged us to question, what is fashion? Margiela's hair obsession traces back to his childhood. His father is a barber, and his mother sewed wigs, a profound source of memory and inspiration for his obsession with hair. Context. Anonymity. In an era where designers became celebrities, Margiela chose to be the invisible man. No appearances, no curtain calls, no personal interviews. The iconic label is simply a blank white note with 4 stitches. He wanted people to focus solely on the clothing itself, not the designer's name. He also wants to protect his privacy and ensure that he's in his best creative state. Anonymity eventually becomes a powerful and distinctive brand image. It also serves as a homage to teamwork. The brand continues to thrive on team design between Margiela's departure in 2009 and John Galliano's takeover in 2014. Margiela favored unconventional locations, direct lots, parking garages, basement, and non-traditional models. He did street casting and had his friends and families to run the walkway, or using outright mannequins, all to shift the focus from supermodels to clothings. In the 80s, the supermodels were the absolute focus of the runway. He further eliminated models' personal identity. Models are masked, half-face printed, eyeliners extending to the temples. The famous sunglasses makeup, where the black eye area remains after removing the sunglasses, is pure visual humor. A Margiela show is an immersive art experience. You might see audiences stand while models walk through the crowd. There might even be children running around. Whether it's a runway without music or simultaneous shows in 2 locations, the focus is on breaking the expected rituals. Philosophy of time. The fashion world prizes timeless classics. Margiela embraces the transience and the natural laws of life. Ice cube necklaces and belts melted during the show, staining the clothes. The most radical was the 1997 mode exhibition. Clothes were saturated with agar and sprayed with bacteria, yeasts, and mold, and then grown in a greenhouse before being exposed outdoor to decay. Margiela views Pershing as aesthetics. True beauty is not the illusion of flawless, perpetual youth, but rather the acceptance of imperfection, aging, and the natural cycle of life. To summarize Margiela's enduring philosophy, we can trace his inspiration back to 3 artistic pillars: skills of Baroque painters, the free spirit of Picasso, and the wit of surrealism. The Margiela team once stated, "Fashion is a craft, a technical know-how, and not, in our opinion, an art." Margiela, who underwent rigorous military-like design training, was not against meticulous skill. He's against rigid definitions and being constrained by rules. His ethos of questioning, is this the only way? Is there any other way? This is not just about fashion design. It's the freedom of the independent mind, the courage to challenge and break set norms. His surrealist humor is evident. For the 2003 Spring-Summer show, held on a precarious staircase, his team's rationale was, why make it simple when you can make it complicated? This echoes Marcel Duchamp's reply when asked why he made everything so difficult. Well, because I didn't want to make it easy. Like all pioneers, Margiela was controversial many years ago. Too rough, too raw, too strange. Time has confirmed his concept's advanced nature. He left fashion in 2009, citing fading passion and the industry's high pressure restricting pure creative freedom. He now continues to explore the visual arts. The exhibition runs until February 1st. Go see it! As you walk through the exhibition, keep an eye out for these bonuses. The ubiquitous white. Margiela staff wear their uniform white blouses. The white chairs are identical to those in his studio. It's reminiscent of the empty chair left for Margiela himself in a team photo. Also, look for the scattered white paper slips, a reference to the brand's show where models toast white paper confetti. Margiela chose white. Why? The reason is simple. In 1988, the prevailing trend was concrete gray and black furniture. He chose white simply to go against the grain. Don't miss the serpent plush toy in the fence room. Once during a serious product launch called to the media, a new scarf on the model's neck turned out to be this very toy. It's further proof that Margiela can turn the mundane into the marvelous. Final thought for discussion. What particularly intrigued me was his 2007 Spring-Summer collection, which featured kitschy patterns like stars and dots, a rare departure from his usual anti-pattern stance. Was he challenging the boundary between the high and low taste? He once said, "I know that sometimes what you really don't like can be very exciting." I'd love to hear your interpretation in the comments. If you like this video, please give a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching!